Welcome back CoinJF collectors and treasure hunters to another exciting video on the channel where we dive deep into the hidden secrets and unbelievable stories behind the most fascinating coins in US history. Today we are uncovering one of the most surprising and valuable modern-era coins that most people overlook every single day. I'm talking about the 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny from the United States of America. A coin that may look ordinary in your change but can actually be worth hundreds of dollars, even up to $442 or more in today's collector's market. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin from 1987 with the D mint mark, minted in Denver, could be worth big money if you know exactly what to look for. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's explore the amazing story, the hidden value, and the true legacy behind this small yet powerful piece of American history. Let's start with the background. The Lincoln penny has been an American icon since 1909 when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design by Victor David Brenner featured the famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, and it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has seen different design changes, but the 1987 penny still carries the beloved Lincoln Memorial reverse that was used from 1959 to 2008. This design shows the grand marble structure of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible inside if you look closely. Above it, you'll see the words United States of America, and below it, the denomination 1 cent, both shining proudly as a symbol of liberty, unity, and the American dream. Now, the 1987 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and that's what the small D mint mark under the date stands for. In that year, more than 4 billion pennies were produced at the Denver Mint, which might make you think these coins are common and worth only face value. But that's where the story gets interesting. Among those billions of coins, a few were struck with incredible precision, minting errors, or unusually high quality that made them stand out from the rest. These rare variations are what collectors are searching for, and they can bring astonishing prices when discovered in perfect condition. The composition of the 1987 D penny is 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. That change in material happened back in 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched from mostly copper coins to zinc because the price of copper was getting too high. So, your 1987 D penny is not solid copper, but a copper-coated zinc planchet. However, some rare transitional errors or off-metal strikes can still appear, and those are the coins that could make your penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk about condition because in the coin world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin that shows no marks, no wear, and has full mint luster. If your 1987 D penny is found in high mint state condition, especially MS68 or higher, collectors are willing to pay a serious premium. These coins often shine with bright red luster, and under magnification, the details of Lincoln's hair, coat, and the lettering should be razor sharp. Some examples of 1987 D Lincoln cents graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction. One near-perfect red coin, with full strike and no blemishes, fetched over $442 in the collector's market, proving that not all modern pennies are created equal. That is why searching through your pocket change, old jars, or inherited coin collections could still reveal hidden treasures. Now let's talk about mint errors and varieties, which are a huge part of why some pennies are worth a fortune. Error coins are the result of mistakes during the minting process, and collectors love them because they are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces of history. Some 1987 D pennies have been discovered with double die obverse errors, where the letters in Liberty, or In God We Trust show slight doubling when viewed under magnification. Others might have die cracks, off-center strikes, or plating blisters caused by imperfections in the zinc core. These imperfections might seem small, but in the eyes of a coin expert, they turn an ordinary penny into a valuable collectible. If you happen to find a 1987 D penny with strong doubling on the lettering or a noticeable die break, don't spend it. It could be worth many times its face value depending on the rarity and condition. Even minor varieties or interesting errors can bring $20, $50, or $100 depending on demand. But a top-grade, mint state red example with a rare error could push values well beyond $400 in today's market. Let's also take a moment to appreciate the artistic and historical value of this coin. The Lincoln penny is not just a small piece of metal, it represents more than a century of American heritage. The 1987 D penny connects us to a period when the nation was entering a new technological age, but the mint continued honoring the same portrait of Lincoln, a symbol of unity and resilience. Every time we look at that coin, we're reminded of his legacy, his leadership, and his fight for equality. In today's collector market, coin values are influenced by demand, rarity, and condition. Modern collectors are increasingly turning their attention to late 20th century coins like the 1987 D penny because older coins are becoming harder to find in high grades. With more people learning about coin collecting through online platforms and auction sites, prices for premium examples have continued to climb steadily. Coins that once sold for just a few dollars a decade ago are now selling for hundreds because the population of perfect coins is limited. So how can you find one of these valuable pennies? Start by checking every 1987 D penny you come across. Use a magnifying glass to look closely at the details. Examine Lincoln's face, his jacket, the lettering, and the rim for signs of sharpness, doubling, or small cracks. Hold the coin under a good light to see the color and luster. A bright red tone means it hasn't been circulated much. You can also weigh your coin on a digital scale. A normal 1987 D zinc penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it's heavier, closer to 3.1 grams, you might have a rare copper transitional strike, and that could be extremely valuable. When you think you've found something special, don't clean the coin, that can ruin its value. Instead, store it in a protective coin holder and consider sending it to a professional grading company for authentication. If it comes back as a high-grade red coin with minimal marks, you might be holding a penny worth hundreds of dollars. So next time you empty your pocket change or go through an old coin jar, don't overlook the 1987 D Lincoln penny. What looks like just another cent could actually be a piece of history hiding in plain sight. With a current market value of up to $442 for the finest examples, this is one of those modern pennies that remind us that treasure still exists right in our hands. Thank you for watching, coin lovers. If you enjoyed learning about the 1987 D Ultra Lincoln penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare US coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next discovery. In the world of coins, every cent has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune. Keep searching, keep learning, and remember your next coin find could change everything. Today, we're unlocking the mystery and hidden fortune behind one of the most fascinating coins in the history of United States, minting the 1-cent 1971 D Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this tiny copper coin, weighing just 3.11 grams, could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Some collectors are paying hundreds of dollars, and even up to a jaw-dropping $442 for special varieties of this incredible penny. So, sit tight and listen carefully because this could be the coin that turns your pocket change into real treasure. The 1971 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, one of the major minting facilities in the United States, easily identified by the small letter D placed just below the date on the coin. At first glance, it might look like any ordinary penny, but what makes this coin so special and highly collectible is the combination of its unique historical background, its minting errors, and its stunning copper beauty that represents an era of American pride and craftsmanship. Let's take a trip back to history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th President of the United States. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and that's what made it iconic from the beginning. The obverse side, or the front of the coin, features the legendary portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the 1971 D penny still carried the classic design known as the Lincoln Memorial, which had been introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. This design stayed on the coin for decades, symbolizing strength, unity, and freedom across America. In 1971, the Denver Mint produced an astonishing 2.9 billion of these pennies. That sounds like a huge number, right? But not all of them were created equal. Some of these coins came out with special errors, double dies, and variations that make them incredibly valuable to collectors today. For example, one of the most sought-after varieties of the 1971 D penny is the double die obverse, a coin that shows slight doubling on the words "Liberty in God We Trust," and even the date, 1971. If you happen to have a coin like this, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The sharpness and clarity of the doubling make it even more desirable, and collectors are willing to pay big money for coins in mint condition. Another factor that boosts the value of the 1971 D Lincoln penny is its condition and luster. Coins that have been preserved in near-perfect state, showing little or no wear, are graded by professional coin grading services as MS, meaning mint state. A 1971 D penny in MS 65 or higher can easily reach prices above $100, and some have even sold for over $400 depending on color, shine, and strike quality. The more brilliant red copper shine it retains, the higher its worth. Coins graded as red RD by collectors are the top tier, followed by red-brown RB, and then brown BN. So if your penny still glows with that deep reddish color, you might have a winner on your hands. Let's not forget about the fascinating story behind the materials. In 1971, pennies were still made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Copper prices have risen significantly over the years, which already gives these coins intrinsic metal value. Each copper penny minted before 1982 actually contains nearly 2 cents worth of copper today, making them worth saving even before considering collector value. But beyond metal, it's the rarity, the mint errors, and the historical significance that make this 1971 D penny a true gem in the eyes of collectors. Now let's talk about the market and what's happening today. Coin collectors and numismatists are actively hunting for high-grade 1971 D pennies with sharp details and strong luster. On the current coin market, the regular circulated 1971 D penny might only fetch a few cents, but if you have one in uncirculated condition or with a noticeable error, its value can skyrocket to $442 or even more depending on the demand and the rarity of the error. Auctions have seen these pennies selling for hundreds of dollars when authenticated by grading services such as PCGS or NGC. It's important to look closely at every detail of your coin. Under a magnifying glass or microscope, check the words, numbers, and edges carefully. Look for doubling, misstrikes, or die cracks. Some coins might have a slightly off-center strike, a missing mint mark, or unusual color toning that can also increase their value. Always handle your coins carefully by the edges and avoid cleaning them because cleaning can dramatically reduce their collector value. Imagine finding a coin in your change that looks ordinary but could pay for your next vacation or a brand new gadget. That's the magic of coin collecting. The 1971 D Lincoln penny continues to fascinate coin enthusiasts around the world because it represents a hidden treasure that anyone could discover. Its copper glow, its connection to Abraham Lincoln, and its unexpected market value make it a timeless piece of American heritage. So next time you go through your jar of coins, take a good look. That 1971 D penny with a small letter D under the date might not just be a simple 1-cent piece. It could be a hidden fortune worth $442 or even more if it's in the right condition. Check the details, protect your finds, and if you think you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded to reveal its true worth. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and every coin has a story to tell. The 1971 D Lincoln penny is not just a small piece of copper, it's a tiny window into history, a symbol of American legacy, and possibly a ticket to real money for those who look closely enough. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins like this, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a treasure hunt with us. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might have a rare penny hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, every penny has a story, and one of them might just make you rich. Today, we're talking about a very special and surprisingly valuable coin, the 2060 Ultra Lincoln Penny, one of the most fascinating 1-cent coins of modern times. Believe it or not, some of these small copper-plated zinc coins have shocked collectors and experts around the world by selling for hundreds of dollars, with a current market value reaching as high as $442 for special mint state examples. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know everything about its history, minting details, grading secrets, errors to look for, and why this particular penny could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's begin with the history. The 2060 Lincoln Penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series that started way back in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and since then, it has been a true American icon. By 2006, the penny had already been minted for nearly a century. But the Denver Mint in particular produced something special that year, coins so finely struck and well detailed that collectors later began referring to some of the sharpest examples as Ultra Lincoln pennies. These coins captured Lincoln's face in an unusually high-definition style, with crisp lettering, bold date numbers, and mirror-like surfaces that made them stand out among ordinary cents. The Denver Mint, marked with the small letter D beneath the date 2006, struck over 4 billion pennies that year. Most were circulated, tossed into jars, or lost in couch cushions, but a tiny fraction came out with flawless finishes or unique striking characteristics that caught the eyes of numismatists. These high-quality coins, when preserved in mint state condition, can be worth many times their face value. Now let's talk about composition and design. The 2060 Lincoln Penny is made from copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams and measuring 19 millimeters across. On the obverse, we see the timeless bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust." Along the top, Liberty, to his left, and the date, 2006, followed by the Denver D mint mark on the right. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, the majestic symbol of American freedom and unity, with the words, United States of America, above, E pluribus unum, centered, and 1 cent, boldly displayed below. Though simple in appearance, subtle variations, die errors, and striking differences have made certain 2060 pennies incredibly collectible. So what makes some 2060 Lincoln cents so valuable? It's all about condition, rarity, and error varieties. In coin grading terms, the most valuable examples are those graded MS68 or higher, meaning they have absolutely flawless surfaces, sharp details, and no scratches or wear. Coins like these, when certified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC, have been sold to collectors for astonishing prices, sometimes reaching $400 or more. There are also special varieties and error coins that increase value dramatically. Some 2060 Lincoln pennies have die cracks across Lincoln's face, double die errors on the words, Liberty, or In God We Trust, or even plating bubbles that make them unique. One rare die break variety, where the extra metal appears as a raised line near the date, or Lincoln's beard, is highly sought after. These tiny imperfections can turn an ordinary cent into a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Always check your change carefully under good lighting or with a magnifier, because that 1 penny you overlook could be your hidden treasure. Collectors often refer to Ultra Lincoln as a nickname for coins that have proof-like qualities, meaning they reflect light like a mirror and show razor-sharp details. Although official proof pennies were minted only in San Francisco with the S mint mark, some regular Denver strikes achieved an almost proof-like appearance due to new dies or perfect minting pressure. These are the coins collectors chase most aggressively, often paying premium prices for pieces that look perfect and shine brilliantly under any light. Let's talk about the current market. In circulated condition, the 2060 penny is still only worth face value 1 cent. But once you step into the world of uncirculated and high-grade examples, the story changes. In mint state 65, it might sell for around $10 to $15. At MS67, prices can jump between $75 and $150. and the elusive MS-68 or Ultra Lincoln quality coins have been known to sell for up to $442 or more, depending on eye appeal, certification, and collector demand. Prices have remained strong in 2025 because coin collecting has become increasingly popular among young investors and hobbyists looking for rare, affordable treasures. Another factor driving value is the penny's place in American history. By 2006, whispers about retiring the penny due to its low purchasing power were already spreading. This gave modern Lincoln cents added sentimental value, as collectors wanted to preserve one of the longest-running coin series in the nation's history. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, in particular, ended its run just a few years later in 2008 before being replaced with the new Lincoln Bicentennial designs in 2009. That makes the 2060 penny one of the last classic memorial design issues, a coin that marks the end of an era. So how can you identify if your penny is worth big money? Start by checking the condition. The fewer scratches, the better. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's hair, clear lettering, and bright luster. If your coin looks unusually shiny or well struck, place it under a magnifier and inspect the letters for doubling or small errors. If it looks promising, consider sending it to a grading company. Even a small investment in grading can lead to a big reward if your coin comes back with a high grade like MS-68. And remember, rarity isn't always about mintage numbers, it's about survival quality. Out of billions minted, only a few hundred might survive in pristine condition, making those coins true modern treasures. The beauty of coin collecting is that treasures like these can appear anywhere in pocket change, coin rolls, bank boxes, or even in an old jar forgotten in the attic. The 2060 Ultra Lincoln penny proves that you don't need to be rich to find something valuable. You just need a sharp eye and a little curiosity. So next time you get change back from the store, take a moment to look closely at those pennies. That 2060 Lincoln cent might not just be another coin, it could be a piece of history worth hundreds of dollars, a hidden gem from the Denver Mint waiting for discovery. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into American coin history. In our upcoming videos, we'll reveal more hidden treasures, including nickels, quarters, and even modern-era coins that could be worth thousands. Thanks for watching, keep collecting, and always remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. Channel where we uncover the hidden secrets, rare errors, and shocking values of the coins hiding right inside your pocket change. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins, the 2012 Ultra Lincoln penny. A simple 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors around the world by being worth hundreds of dollars, sometimes even more depending on its condition, rarity, and unique minting errors. So stay tuned because by the end of this video you will know exactly what makes the 2012 Lincoln penny so special, how to identify valuable varieties, and what the current market value of this coin can reach, up to an amazing $442 for certain rare examples. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln 1-cent coin has been a symbol of American pride and heritage since it was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the years, it has gone through several design changes, from the famous wheat penny to the memorial design and finally to the modern shield reverse we see today. By 2012, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these coins every year at different mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But among those billions, only a few stand out as extraordinary. These are the coins that collectors call Ultra Lincoln pennies, coins that shine brighter, have sharp, flawless strikes, and often feature rare minting errors or high-quality finishes that set them apart. Now, you might be wondering, how can a 2012 penny, something you could find in your change, be worth $442 or more? The answer lies in the fascinating world of coin grading and minting varieties. Most 2012 pennies are made from copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams, and have a bright red luster when freshly minted. But certain coins from this year were struck with extreme precision and kept in near-perfect condition, known as mint state or proof grades. Collectors and grading services such as PCGS and NGC have awarded top grades to some 2012 Lincoln Shield cents, and these can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction, especially if they are labeled as ultra red, deep cameo, or have unique die errors. Speaking of errors, this is where things get exciting. Some 2012 pennies have been found with dramatic doubling on the date, or the letters of liberty, and in God we trust, known as a double die error. Others may have misaligned dies, missing plating, or off-center strikes that make them incredibly rare. A single example of a 2012 double die penny in pristine condition has sold for well over $400. So if you find a penny from 2012, don't overlook it. Take a magnifying glass and inspect it closely. The details can make all the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth hundreds. Let's also talk about the mints. The 2012 Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, while those from Denver have a small D under the date, and the San Francisco issues feature an S mark, often used for proof coins. Proof coins are struck with special dies and polished blanks to achieve a mirror-like finish, making them incredibly beautiful and desirable. A 2012 S-proof penny graded PR70, which means it is perfect with no visible flaws under magnification, has been known to sell for more than $400, particularly if it's part of a certified collector set. That's why every collector dreams of finding one in untouched condition. Now let's move to the coin's design. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, looking to the right. Above his head are the words "In God We Trust," on the left side is the word liberty, and the date 2012 appears on the right. On the reverse side, introduced in 2010, is the beautiful Union Shield with 13 stripes representing the original colonies and a banner across the top that reads 1 cent. The shield symbolizes Lincoln's role in preserving the Union during the Civil War, and this design connects the modern penny to the nation's historic strength and unity. What truly amazes collectors is how modern coins like the 2012 Lincoln Shield cent can still hold so much value. The reason is scarcity at high grades and demand among collectors who seek flawless examples. In recent years, the coin market has exploded, with online auction prices increasing dramatically for top-quality Lincoln cents. A few years ago, you might have bought a 2012 penny for a few dollars, but today a perfectly graded one can fetch up to $442 or even more, depending on the auction house and collector interest. Prices have been climbing because collectors are realizing that finding a perfectly preserved coin from circulation is nearly impossible. Most pennies get scratched, discolored, or damaged almost immediately after entering circulation. So what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable 2012 Ultra Lincoln pennies? First, check the coin's color. Bright red coins are more valuable than red-brown or brown ones because color shows how well the coin has been preserved. Next, look for sharp details on Lincoln's face, the edges of the letters, and the lines of the shield. The sharper and more defined they are, the higher the grade and value. Then, carefully examine the coin for doubling on the lettering or the date, any off-center strikes, or unusual marks. These could be rare mint errors worth serious money. And finally, handle your coins carefully. Always use gloves or hold the coin by the edge to avoid fingerprints, which can lower its value dramatically. Collectors often send their best finds to professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, the coins are placed in tamper-proof holders that display their grade and authenticity. These graded coins sell for premium prices online, at coin shows, and through private auctions. Even ungraded 2012 pennies in brilliant condition can bring in surprising offers from collectors who need them to complete their sets. Let's talk about market trends. The coin market in 2025 continues to be strong for modern Lincoln cents. Collectors are especially drawn to the shield reverse design because it represents the modern era of U.S. coinage. The 2012 issue stands out because of its beautiful luster and high-quality strikes. Many dealers report that high-grade examples are getting harder to find, driving prices up. On online platforms, 2012 pennies graded MS68 or higher have reached impressive sale prices around $442, sometimes even more when bidding wars occur among passionate collectors. So next time you check your change, keep an eye out for that shining 2012 penny. Look for the details, the mint mark, and the condition. It might just be a hidden treasure worth hundreds of dollars. Every great coin collector started with just one lucky find, and who knows, your 2012 penny could be the one that changes your story. In summary, the 2012 Ultra Lincoln penny is more than just a 1-cent coin. It's a piece of American history, a work of art, and for the lucky few, a golden or rather copper ticket to a collector's jackpot. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned coin hunter, this tiny piece of metal reminds us that value can come in the most unexpected forms. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting, because the next valuable coin might be sitting right in your wallet. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 2012 Lincoln Shield cent, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries, and share this video with other collectors and friends. Every coin tells a story, and together we are uncovering them 1 cent at a time. See you in the next video where we'll reveal another incredible coin worth far more than its face value. Until then, happy hunting and may your next find be the treasure you've been dreaming of. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising modern coins that has been catching the attention of collectors all across the United States and even around the world, the 2021 Ultra Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin that may look ordinary at first glance but could actually be worth hundreds of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and unique features. Stay tuned because in this video we are going to explore the full history, design, minting details, hidden errors, and current market value that has shocked collectors, with some 2021 Lincoln cents selling for as high as $442 or even more in the collector's market. Now, let's start with the incredible story behind the Lincoln penny. This small copper-colored coin has been a part of American life for over a century. The first Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th President of the United States. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure, making it a truly historic design that changed American coinage forever. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally had the famous portrait of Lincoln on the front, or obverse, and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. Those early, wheat pennies, are now collector favorites. But over the decades, the design evolved from the wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, and then again in 2010, when the current shield reverse was introduced. Fast forward to 2021, and we have one of the most fascinating modern versions of the Lincoln cent ever made. The 2021 Lincoln penny carries the Union shield on its reverse, symbolizing unity and strength of the nation. The obverse still proudly displays the side profile of Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2021. But what makes this year's penny so special and valuable is not just the design, it's the rarity and quality of certain mint strikes that have stunned collectors. The 2021 pennies were struck at multiple U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; and San Francisco, marked S for proof coins. The regular circulation coins are made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, but some error coins or special strikes are much more valuable. Among the most talked about versions are the so-called Ultra Lincoln pennies, referring to exceptionally sharp struck or proof-like examples, often with mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. These coins stand out from regular circulation pieces, and high-grade examples certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC can sell for huge amounts. Now let's talk about the real reason you're here: the value. Most 2021 Lincoln cents you'll find in your pocket change are worth their face value, just 1 cent. But the story doesn't end there. If you find a 2021 penny in uncirculated or mint condition, especially graded MS-68 or higher, it could be worth anywhere between $25 to $200 depending on demand and quality. However, some exceptional, ultra-quality coins, or those with rare mint errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing letters, have been recorded selling for up to $442 in the collector's market. That's right, A single modern 1-cent coin selling for hundreds of dollars simply because of its condition and rarity. Collectors are especially looking for these key varieties in 2021 Lincoln pennies. The double dia verse, where you can see a slight doubling in the lettering, Liberty, or In God We Trust, is one of the most desirable errors. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment, also fetch high prices. And let's not forget proof pennies from the San Francisco Mint, which were made with polished dies and special care for collectors. These are called ultra cameo or deep cameo proofs and can sell for impressive sums depending on their grade. The rise in value of these modern Lincoln cents shows how even small, everyday coins can turn into treasures if you look closely. Collectors often hunt for full red, uncirculated coins with strong luster and no spots or scratches. Coins graded MS68RD or higher are considered gems and can bring strong bids at auctions. Some 2021 Lincoln Shield cents have sold for hundreds simply because they achieved perfect or near-perfect grades from professional grading services. Now let's discuss the materials and minting process a bit more deeply. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint has been producing Lincoln cents made mostly of zinc, about 97.5% zinc with a thin layer of copper. This change was made to reduce production costs because copper prices were rising. But this also means that modern pennies are more fragile, prone to corrosion, and difficult to find in pristine condition. That's why any 2021 Lincoln cent that survives in perfect, bright red condition is a real gem for collectors. It represents not just a coin, but a piece of American minting excellence and history. Another factor adding to the excitement around the 2021 pennies is the increasing popularity of coin collecting on social media and online marketplaces. People are discovering valuable coins in their pocket change and posting about them, sparking massive interest and new waves of collectors. This growing community has driven up prices for high-grade coins and made the hunt for rare pennies more thrilling than ever. So how can you tell if your 2021 penny might be valuable? First, check the mint mark under the date. No mark means Philadelphia, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. Look closely under good lighting or a magnifying glass for any doubling on the lettering or other errors. If the coin looks exceptionally shiny, deeply reflective, or perfectly struck, it might be one of those Ultra Lincoln varieties. You can also compare your coin to images of certified examples on coin grading websites to get an idea of its potential worth. If you believe you have something special, consider submitting it to a professional grading company for authentication and grading. That's how you can unlock its full market value. Now let's move on to what collectors are paying right now. As of today, uncirculated 2021 Lincoln pennies in top condition are trading for around $25 to $80, while certain rare ultra or era coins have achieved sale prices of around $442 or even slightly more depending on the demand. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint in perfect deep cameo condition can also reach similar levels. Auction platforms, coin shows, and online markets continue to see growing interest in these modern rarities, and prices could rise even higher in the coming years as high-grade examples become harder to find. It's incredible to think that a coin worth only 1 cent could hold the potential to bring hundreds of dollars simply because of its perfection, rarity, or a minting mistake. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know what treasure you might find in your change. The 2021 Ultra Lincoln penny is a reminder that history, art, and value can all come together in something as small as a penny. So next time you're sorting through your pocket change or coin jar, don't overlook those shiny new pennies. Take a close look, because you might just be holding a coin worth a lot more than you think. Keep your eyes sharp, your magnifying glass handy, and your collector's passion alive, because treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching today's video on the 2021 Ultra Lincoln penny. Its fascinating history, stunning design, and amazing market value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. Drop a comment below and tell us if you found any rare 2021 pennies or other valuable coins in your collection. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune.